Hi friends! This week we're going to be reading books that are fiction and nonfiction. Each story that we read is going to have a partner. So there'll be one fiction story and one nonfiction story that are about the same thing. So today I'm going to start with a book about transportation. Transportation means getting different places. And while I read, I want you to think about, is this book fiction or nonfiction? This book is called On the Go, and it's by Anne Morris with photographs by Ken Heyman. Now, before I start reading, let's think a little bit what it means to be fiction or nonfiction. Remember, a fiction book is a story, usually, and it talks about something that is not real. It could have happened, it could sound like it's real, but it didn't really happen. A nonfiction book is usually a teaching story or a teaching book, and it's true. Last week we read some pretty interesting books that sounded like stories but were actually nonfiction because they happened to a real person, right? So while I read the book today, I want you to think about, is this a teaching book that looks like it's true, or is this a storybook that is not true, and that would be fiction? So here we go. On the Go. All over the world, people move from place to place carrying babies on their backs. Baskets over their shoulders. And almost anything on their heads. Have you ever seen someone carrying something on their head? They travel on foot, they ride on horses and donkeys and camels. So I'm going to stop there, and I want you to think about, and you can tell somebody if somebody is watching this video with you. Do you think this book is fiction or nonfiction? Is it teaching us something, or is it telling us a story? What do you think? Wheels make things go easier and faster. They can be pedaled or pushed, or pulled by ponies, or oxen, or people. Some wheels are powered by motors. So now I want you to think for a minute, what kind of things do you see when you look out your window? How are people getting around on the street? Do we see people riding on a camel? Or do we see people riding in something that looks more like this? When I look out my window, I usually see buses and cars and bicycles and sometimes skateboards or scooters or motorcycles. What do you see when you look out your window? A fire engine hurries to put out a fire. Buses carry people all over town. All aboard! Trains switch from track to track. A trolley moves on rails along the city street. Zoom! You can go 150 miles an hour on a monorail. People travel on water too. Some row their boats, others push them along with poles. Some people sell refreshments from their boats. Sailors hope for a good wind. Tugboats guide ships from all over the world into the harbor. Jet planes carry people and cargo across continents. If you could travel any way, how would you like to travel? Would you like to travel in an airplane or in a bus or in one of those boats we just saw? What would you like to try? You can go straight up in a helicopter or a rocket. Lift off! Maybe one day you will travel to the moon. So what did you think? Was it fiction or nonfiction? I think you guessed nonfiction, and then you're right. Because this book is teaching us about how different ways people get around. And it also has photographs, which is one of the things we talked about. A lot of times nonfiction books, not always, but a lot of times they have photographs of real life, things that look familiar to us or things that look sometimes a little bit different. All right, friends, that's the end of our story for today. And tomorrow we'll read another book about traveling or transportation. But if this one was nonfiction, what's the one tomorrow going to be? Remember, we're going to have a pair for everyone. So tomorrow it's going to be fiction. So 2 things I want to tell you about today. The first thing is a video, which is attached underneath this one. Remember, look in the description and you'll find the video link. And guess who it is? It's Coach Ariel teaching us PE. This is so cool. Coach Ariel made a video for you in her house showing you how to do a workout that you can do at home. So try it today. You can do it with your family or you can do it all by yourself. And guess what? You could actually do this video every single day this week if you want. Just like how we go to PE every day, you could watch Coach Ariel's video every day. And you'll be getting some great exercise if you do this one every day at home. The other thing I want you to do today is an assignment on Seesaw. So when you go into Seesaw, you're going to see that there's a new assignment. You'll see a red number 1, or you might see a number 2, where it says activities. Remember, I showed you this last week. You're going to click on activities, and you're going to see your new assignment. This one is about reading a book, taking a picture of a page that you read, and then reading the page out loud to me so that I can hear it. Your classmates can also see the pages that you read. So every time you put something on Seesaw, I can see it, but your classmates can also see it. So this is a great chance for you to share a cool book that you might have at home with your classmates and show us all what you've been reading. Okay, if you have any trouble with that, it might be a little tricky, just ask a grown-up in your house to send me a message and I can help you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.